You!
Who are you?
I am the Mormon God.
Aren't you technically the God of the Latter-day Saints? Because isn't it the Book of Mormon? But they are the Church of the Latter-day Saints.
Shut up, nerd. And finish the
What was
video.
the video even about?
The history of pawnshops.
Oh, yeah, as an alpha giga chat, I can do that.
You're me damn right you can.
Alright, chill. I can make you this. I can finish making this video.
And I also demand a blood sacrifice.
Blood sacrifice? I thought you didn't do that.
Shut the fuck up and just do it.
Okay, damn.
This is Alpha Nation, Alpha TV, real videos for real fucking giga chads. Let's get to it.
What's up, Alpha Giga Chads? You caught me on my walk. We're gonna finish that part 2. We're gonna skip ahead a lot from 5th century China. Side note, this flat gut is not the gut of a man that doesn't pay bills. Anyways, so we had the Chads that were the Buddhist monks making all this money. Pawning, loving it, made its way to ancient Greece, Rome, France, but it hit England in the way we know it, thanks to one man. You know, maybe a little guy, you might know him. Just William the motherfucking Conqueror. Quick little aside, me being an Alpha Giga Chad, was trying to get a photo of William the Conqueror, and also known as William the Bastard. And the website I went to, you probably saw all that watermarking. Those motherfuckers wanted $39 for me to be able to use that stock image. So, as an Alpha Giga Chad, I'm not paying for a piece of art that was made so long ago. I seriously doubt anybody's making any money off of it. If it was a small local guy, yeah. An ancient piece of art, I'm not getting copyright for that. Yeah, so William the Conqueror, the first Norman king, comes over, takes the throne with his Norman army. Now, the Normans used pawnbrokers and pawn shops, and of course, that followed him to England, which caused it to spread and become popular there. Now, one thing I forgot to mention, and I should have mentioned as an Alpha Giga Chad, is that the reason pawn shops existed like they did is because, well, there is a thing called a Mosaic law. And how this works is you had these giga chads called the Jews, and these giga chads called the Christians. And the Mosaic law, or Moses' law, another giga chad, states that Christians could not lend money to other Christians with interest. So they had a little cool giga chad loophole where these chads figured out, well, we can't give interest to each other, but we can give interest from other people. So what would happen is Jews would give out loans with interest to Christians, and Christians would give out loans to Jews with interest. So that's kind of like a little bit of back history, but again, I'm trying to explain how I've flipped this whole industry on its ass. Giga chads, I had to talk some shit to a dog, because as an Alpha Giga Chad, you can't, be attacked by a dog. Basically, just stand your ground and walk backwards. Don't give him a loophole. And now he's saying, okay, I'm Giga Chad here, so I'm just backing away. I'm like, yeah, I'm also Giga Chad, but I'm an alpha. And he's like, I respect that. I can tell that you have a micro penis. And I'm like, thank you. But anyways, it's about how pawnbrokering stayed, it grew, hit the U.S., and it stayed with this system of mainly just people giving items to act as collateral for, loans. But what changed is after World War II, that changed to be a lot more civil government benefit programs that could help the disenfranchised, and banks giving out consumer credit. So it's no longer like you had to be like, I will give you 20 oxen if I can't pay back this debt, and then you just like wait for them to pay you back. So they still existed due to a lot of, and as all chads know, disenfranchised communities, or how do I say this without getting canceled? Ethnically diverse communities that could not get these credit consumer banks to give them loans. Because look, I might be a giga chad, but I'm not a racist. You know what I'm saying? So in my pawn shops that I own millions and millions of, because as an alpha giga chad, I bought every pawn shop and I've changed them for the better. Now, we no longer offer pawns at most of the locations. It's just a straight, we'll buy your shit and we sell it to you at 4 times the value we bought it for. So a good example of this is a man could come in before with a God-fearing, honest Oxycontin addiction, steal a bunch of stuff, a bunch of power tools. I'd give him like 20 to 30 per tool, and then they would turn around and flip that for 40, 50, maybe even 60 per tool based on the condition. Well, I saw that, I was like, guys, they sell these tools for $300 at Home Depot. So as an alpha chad, I want to be able to sell 2 of these and buy new ones. So instead of us paying them 20 to 30 per tool, we're gonna pay them. And all my tellers were like, it'll never work, but it did. As I had to shut down thousands of them to teach them a lesson. But I tell my tellers, tell them this. They come in with a sack full of tools, get their ID because the cops care now. But get their ID and give them $10 a tool. Give them $10, $15 a tool. And then I want you guys to put them on the shelf that day for no less than $20 under retail value. And they're like, but Alpha Giga Chad, that's like $320 instead of $360. It's like, that's a little less than I want, but start it out at let's start out instead of $360. We're at your retail. How about this, tellers? We'll have you start off, because you're betas, I had to explain it to you. We'll start them off at, instead of $360, $350, 10 cents, $10 off. And they're like, they'll never buy it. I'm like, that's where you're wrong. Someone will buy it. And so, sure enough, they've sat there and not been bought, except for the odd occasion where they have, because, say it with me, Alpha Giga Chads have changed for the better. Look, you drive around today, it's hard for you to find a pawn shop. You know why? Because I revolutionized them and all the weak ones closed out. And it's not because of my terrible business practices or ruining the pawn industry as a whole. It's because of growth, because being an alpha, because betas don't understand that. Betas want to have an actual worth of their items, and that's not what we do as Giga Chads. No, we don't give actual value. We just make and give, and we just take. We take as much as possible and leave no wiggle room. So that's all I can do today on pawnbroking and pawn shops. Another Alpha Giga Chad thing. I guess I've made the Mormon God happy, so I guess there's no other things for me to do. I'm free. Thank the Mormon God.